Hi to all. Uh, Part 3 of this seminar is all about the basic accounting equation and the transactional analysis. At the same time, I will discuss later about financial statement, no? The four kinds of financial statements together with the notes to financial statements. All right. In terms of the basic accounting equation, very important that you know this, no? The basic accounting equations, which is basically asset is equal or equals to your liabilities plus your owner's equity. Diba? Very important that you know this always. Assets is equals to your liabilities plus your owner's equity. Okay? That's why when you say assets, so very important that it is the resources owned by the business. No? They are the things of value used in carrying out the activities as the production and exchange. So an example of the assets, you have your cash, you have your accounts receivable, you have your inventories, you have your investment, you have your supplies, you have your property, plant and equipment, and all other assets. You have also intangible assets. So I will discuss this further when we are in the next seminar, which is the accounting for non-accountants. You have also liabilities, no? Liabilities is also claims against assets. So in layman's term, utang ng company. Utang mo, na? To your suppliers. Yan. Examples of payables are accounts payable, you have your notes payable, you have your bonds payable, you have your mortgage payable, and any other payables. All right. So debts and obligations. So they are existing debts and obligations. You have also owner's equity. As discussed in our part 2, we will use the owner's equity as it is only owned by one or the owner's equity or the sole proprietorship. Again, the formula is asset is equals to liabilities plus your owner's equity, correct? So that's the equation, no? So very important also is this, no? That the owner's equity is equals to assets minus liabilities. But when you minus assets with your liability, it is called the owner's equity. All right. So parang ano lang yan, algebra, di ba? Owner's equity, no, it represents the ownership claim on your total assets. Okay? Owner's equity is basically, it represents the ownership claim on your total assets. All right. Also, when you have your owner's equity, so very important that you know the four subdivisions. Okay? You have your capital, you have your drawings, you have your revenue and expenses. What do you mean of capital? That's the beginning of your owner's equity. What do you mean of drawing? Hindi siya yung drawing na ano ha? Drawing is basically the withdrawal or the cash withdrawal of the owner or the withdrawal of the partners. Right? Revenue is just sales, no? Like sales, the revenue, or it is an uh, a part of the sales and the revenue, or it is an inflow, okay? While expenses is an outflow, meaning minus to your revenue to get your net income. All right. So investment is also part of your asset wherein it is an addition to your assets. No, investment is by the owner are the assets put into the business by the owner, and this investment in the business increase the owner's equity. Yes, diba? You increase cash at the same time you increase your owner's equity. Yan. Yan. Ito yung drawings. Ha? Drawings are the withdrawals of cash or other assets by the owner for personal use. Drawings will decrease your total owner's equity. Kanina, investment will increase your owner's equity, while drawing will decrease your owner's equity. Common sense lang because you withdraw cash from your investment. That's why it is to be deducted. Okay? What else? Revenue. What do you mean of revenue? So revenue are the gross increase in your owner's equity resulting from the business activities entered into the purpose of earning income. So meaning it is an inflow or an increase in your owner's equity. So ano nga yung increase? Yung investment and revenue. Ano yung decrease? Your expenses. Okay? So revenue is basically, it will result to the sale of merchandise, performance of services, and the rental of your property. Or kung nagpapautang ka, lending of money. Alright? So revenue usually may result in an increase in your asset. So why? Because it is part of, or you increase your account receivable, you also increase your cash and your AR. Okay? Expenses. Expenses are the decrease in your owner's equity that will result or that results from your operating the business. Expenses is will decrease. Okay? Expenses, example are utility expense, rent expense, supplies expense. So it is also cost of assets consumed or used in the process of earning revenue. For example, you have your rent, so you pay it in advance. So as time goes by, it will the rent used or consumed, no, as time goes by, it will become part of your expense. All right. That's why when you summarize this in terms of the owner's equity, as you remember, the increase is the investment by the owner, the revenue, no? Yung decrease naman is basically the withdrawal of owner and the expenses. So ito ay madali lang naman, di ba? Madali lang naman siya intindihin as long as you should analyze, no, your transactions. All right. Ayan, to increase and to decrease. All right. To further discuss this, no, I have here transaction analysis. Don't worry, it is not debit and credit, but merely recording of your asset is equals to liabilities plus your owner's equity. For example, Mark Doucet decides to open a computer programming services. So it is called SoftBite. So, siya ay nag-put up ng kanyang business. Alright. On September 1, he invests 15,000 pesos, or let's say dollars, ano to ha, 15 million, for example lang. 15,000 pesos or in dollars or in millions. Cash in business, which he names SoftBite. Alright. Go back to our accounting equation. Asset is equals to liabilities plus owner's equity. As you notice, diba? You increase your cash. Why? Because SoftBite has an investment worth 15,000. And owner's equity, you have also 15,000. All right. Go back to our basic equation. Asset is equals to liabilities plus owner's equity or the principles of balance. Balance ba? 15,000 assets and 15,000 here. So meaning balance. All right. There's an increase in asset of cash of 15,000 and 15,000 also will increase your owner's equity of 15. Again, why? Because it is part of your investment. Any investment will increase the owner's equity. All right. Next, transaction analysis number 2. So we just carry forward the balance for number 1. All right. What if you purchase computer equipment for 7,000? Of course, it will deduct your cash, di ba? Kasi bumili ka ng computer equipment. Alright. But ano yung kakabangga mo? Of course, it will add to your equipment. Why? Because out of 15,000, you purchase equipment worth 7,000. So cash is decreased by 7 and the asset equipment increased by 7,000. As you all know, again, go back to our accounting equation. Asset is equals to liabilities plus owner's equity. Parehas ba? 8 plus 7, 15. Yes. Sa kabila, 15. Balance ba? Yes. Principles of balance, principles of bookkeeping, or the perfect double entry system. All right. Transaction number 3. Okay? What if, and number 3 is you purchase supplies and the cost is 1,600. All right. So of course, you purchase it on cash. Sorry, hindi pala. It is on account. So meaning it will add to your supplies. Why? Because you purchase worth 1,600 supplies. But wala kang pera. So it is part of your accounts payable. Accounts payable ay utang mo kay Chua Supply Company. So meaning, you will add supplies of 1/6 and also you will add liabilities of 1/6. So sabi dito, asset supplies is increased by 1/6, yes. And also you have liability or accounts payable with the same amount. Kaparehas ba? Bangga ba? This is 16,600. Sa kabila, 16,600. So, meaning, balanse pa din. Okay? Ito yan ang equal ha. So, meaning, balanse pa din. Yung asset is equals to liabilities plus your owner's equity. Alright? This is simple recording of transactions. Okay? Next, SoftByte received 1,200 cash from customers for programming services it has provided. So, kaya lang walang pera yung you receive cash and also you have now your services provided. That's why it will add to your cash, correct? Yes. And also is part of the service revenue. Kasi ginawa mo na yung programming services mo. That's why it will add to your cash of 1,200. It will also add to your owner's equity of the service revenue of 1,200. Kaparehas ba? 16,200 plus 1,600. So this is 17,800. Sa kabila ba? Yes, 17,800. So parehas lang. Cash is increased by 1,200 and deposit capital as part of the revenue is increased by 1,200. All right. Transaction number 5. SoftByte received bill for 250 for advertising its business but pay bill on a later date. So, naka-receive ka ng advertising. So, what's this? So, it is part of your expense. The reason why it is expense kasi tapos na. And it will deduct your capital. Why? It is an expense, correct? And also, wala kang pera pambayad, it will add to your accounts payable. Alright? So, parehas lang ba? I think parehas lang. 17,800 na if you add this. Yan. So, same pa rin yung total niya. Okay? Accounts payable is increased by 250 and deposit capital is also decreased by 250. Alright. Next, transaction number 6. SoftByte provide programming services worth 3,500 for customers and receive cash for 1,500 and the balance on account. So, on account ng ano ha? Parang part siya ng utang ng customers. So, meaning cash will increase by 1,500 and also account receivable will increase by 2,000. Okay? Kasi walang pera yung customer mo, sabi niya, I will just pay you 1,500. And the 2,000 is part of your account receivable. And you have also here service revenue of 3,500. Equal ba? So, ilan ba lahat ito? 10,700 plus 2,000. So, you have 12,700. So, I will add ha. So, 10,700. So, ilan to? 10,700 plus 2,000 plus 1,600 plus 7,000. So how much is the assets now? The asset now is 21,300. How about liability and your owner's equity? 21,300 ba? Yes, so same. Same pa rin. 21,300, 21,300. Okay, ang sabi dito, cash is increased by 1,500, AR by 2,000, and addition to your service revenue worth 3,500. All right. Transaction number 7. What if you pay store rent, salary of employees, and utilities, di ba? All of this are part of expenses. Expenses are all deducted to your capital. And also, since you pay cash, so it will also deduct to your cash. Yeah? Of you minus 600, you minus 900, you minus 200, you minus 600, you minus 900, and you minus also 200. Parehas pa ba? I think so. So 9,000, sorry, 9,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,600 plus 7,000. The balance now is 19,600 of all the assets. Sa kabila, 1,850 plus 17,750. Yes, still the same. 19,600 here, 19,600 here. Cash is decreased by 1,700 and also will decrease the dosat capital by the same amount because it is part of your expense. Alright. Transaction number 8. Di ba dati umutang ka ng, ng advertising? Ngayon may pera ka na. So you will pay for worth 250,000. 250,000. Okay? Cash is decreased by 250 kasi magbabayad ka, di ba? It will decrease your cash. And also, you will decrease your utang, your payable at the same amount of 250. So ilan na yan? So it is now 19,350 here, 19,350 here. So same amount pa rin. Alright. Number 9, the sum of 600 in cash is received from customers to have previously been billed for customers or for services. So kanina, walang pera yung customers mo, pero ngayon may pera na. So magbabayad na ng utang sa'yo. So it will add to your cash, but it will deduct to your account receivable by the same amount. Same pa rin. 19,350, 19,350. Why? Because you just add 600 but you minus it to your account receivable and you have the same account of assets. Diba? That's why you have the same amount or the same balance of 19,350. So cash is decreased by 600 and AR naman is decreased by the same amount. Number 10, Mark Doucet withdraw cash worth 1,300 for his personal use. So, meaning it will deduct your cash of 1,300 kasi common sense, mabawasan yung pera mo. And also, will deduct drawings, capital kasi ito yung withdrawal ni Doucet, di ba? So, of 1,300. So, ilan yung assets mo? 8,050 plus 1,400 plus 1,600 plus 7. So, you have now 18,050. Sa kabila ba, 18,050 din? 1,600 plus 1,450. Yes, 18,050. Alright? Cash is decreased by 1,300 and also decreased by capital with the same amount. Alright. So we are done in terms of this transaction analysis. As you notice, simple adding and simple subtracting, no, with the basic accounting equations. In the next seminar, in the accounting for non-accountants, I will teach you how to journalize transactions and how to post it, at the same time, how to prepare financial statements and also the worksheet. All right. For the meantime, I will explain to you what are the financial statements. So there are 4 FS. You have income statement, or also known as statement of performance, or statement of profit or loss, or statement of comprehensive income. In the income statement, you just record revenue and expenses, and also known as your, or the resulting of it is net income or net loss. Yan. You have also statement of owner's equity or statement of changes in equity. You summarize now the owner's equity of the specific period of time. Okay. Chapter 3 is all about balance sheet or statement of financial position. Okay. It reports the asset, liabilities, and owner's equity of the business enterprise. You have also cash flow. So it summarizes the cash inflows and outflows for the specific period of time. And the last is all about notes to financial statements or notes to FS. And it is also an integral part of the FS. Why? Because you need to summarize everything and to be included in the notes to financial statement. All right. So I'll give you example of the income statement of a service company. As what we discussed a while ago, ito na yung income statement niya. So magkano ang net income pala? 2,750 pesos. Pesos to, ha? All right. Income statement is to be added as part of the 2,750, di ba? The 2,750 should be added to your owner's equity. Why? Because the revenue and expenses are all close to the owner's equity. Right. Example of the owner's equity here. So as you notice, now investment mo kanina 15. Di ba you add 2,750? Saan to galing? Ito yan, no? Yan. Because the net income is to be added to your capital, and the drawings also is part of the transaction. That's why the owner's capital ending is worth 16,450 pesos. Yan. Again, 2,750 is carried forward as part of the owner's equity, and because of that, your owner's equity is worth 16,450. And you have also balance sheet. So same kanina. So you get the cash, the ER, the supplies. As you notice, di ba? Nasa baba yung balance ng cash, ng ER, ng supplies, ng equipment. So just put all of them in the balance sheet. Plus, please take note of the Dusit Capital Owner's Equity. It should be 16,450. Saan to galing? Di ba ito yun? Yan. Kasi yung iba, baka ilagay pa din ang 15,000. No. The answer now is 16,450. So, sinabi niya, no? Owner's capital of 16,450 at the end of the reporting period shown in the statement of owner's equity is also the part of the balance on the balance sheet. Cash of 8,050 on the balance sheet is reported as part of the cash flow. So dapat here, in terms of the 8,050, it's also very important that it is also part of this cash of the 8,050. So balance dapat, ha? The 8,050 and also the 8,050 here. All right. So cash flow, you have cash flow from operating, cash flow from investing, and cash flow from your financing. So you minus 1,950 here, you minus 7,000 here, and you minus 1,300. So all in all, 8,050. Don't worry, I will discuss this further when we are now in the next seminar. All right. And the using of the information of the FS is also very important in terms of the annual reports, at the same time on the non-financial information and also financial information. That's why the FS is very important in terms of your financial statement, especially your notes to FS. All right, I think this does it for the part 1, for the part 2, and the part 3. And thank you for listening. Now, thank you for this seminar. And I hope that I will see you in the next seminar, which is accounting for non-accountants. What we will be discussing on that seminar is basically the journal entries, the ledger, and the entire accounting cycle. And we're in to be able also to prepare your FS. No? I will teach you how to prepare FS, the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow, and the statement of owner's equity. So maybe on the part 1 is only for the basic one, which is the service company, and the part 2 is basically more on the merchandising company. All right. Again, thank you very much, and good morning and good afternoon to all of you. Bye.